Octane Garage here, and we're back with the V8 Fiero project. This V8 Fiero has been a lot of fun so far. There's a couple of things we don't like about it though. One of the things I don't like is it does not have a gas gauge. If you've watched the other videos on this, you know we got this thing running. We bought it off a marketplace. It did not run. We got it running. We put a fuel pump in it. You could always go back and check those videos out if you haven't. If you have watched them, I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. What we're going to do today is we got to address a couple issues. When we got it running, it's got a wiring issue. We lost power. We're going to figure that out. And we also don't have a gas gauge. It's got a fuel cell right here, but no gas gauge. It has a sending unit for a gas gauge. And we found an aftermarket gas gauge that we had laying around. So today we're going to hook that up. We also want to vent this fuel cell. It's really hard to see how much gas is in this thing. And I don't like driving around not knowing how much gas I have. So I got everything up here on the roof that I think we're going to need. We got some wiring. Yeah, I know it's probably trailer wiring, but I think it'll work. You got to work with what you have. We got some connectors and we got some shrink wrap. So let's get started. Okay guys, so if you've never hooked one of these gauges up, it's fairly simple. This one here is going to go to your sending unit, which is, you know, your one right here. Your sending unit's already grounded. This one is anyway. Then we're going to have to also ground the gauge, which will ground off of this one, and this one's going to get power, and then that should work. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to hook a wire to this, get it run through the car, and then we're going to figure out how we're going to run it through the car and where we're going to mount the gauge in the car. Okay, the first thing I did is I got us a good amount of wire. I think this should be plenty. Now I'm going to have to separate this because we only need one of them for right now. So we'll just give her the old yank, get it separated. And I think we'll use the other stuff for the ground and for our power. But I wanted to make sure I had enough to go all the way to the front of the car, or the dash anyway. And I don't want them, you know, 3 in a row here. So we're just going to keep pulling until we get ourselves one wire. I know. I could have went to the store and bought some wire, but you know what? Try not to spend anything, you know? Especially with the prices of stuff today. We had this wire, so why not use it, you know? Make use of it. Alright, so now we got ourselves one wire. We're going to have to get an end on it. So I think if we get in here, should be able to find us an end that will work, hopefully. Thinking maybe this one. That's what I'm hoping for. That fits around it. Looks to be about the right size too, so that should work perfect. Let's close this up before we spill it. Let's strip this back. Maybe just a hair more than that. There we go. Give her a spin. And I'm thinking we should put a little shrink wrap over it. If we can. I don't know if I have one that'll be the right size to do that. What I'm thinking here. That maybe. Either way, we'll stick it on there anyway. We'll slide it through here. Looks like we got a lot of extra there. Let's trim that back just a hair. Looks better. Squeeze it down pretty tight. Careful not to break it. Looks pretty good to me. Guess we don't really need the shrink wrap. So let's get that off of there. Who put that on there? not going to need the shrink wrap after all. Or if we do, I mean, that one's just too big. So, all right, now we got to put this on here. Put our 2 washers on there. Got a regular black washer. Get a size for this, then we'll tighten her up. We could turn it this way. Let's turn it that way. So it runs to here at least, first of all. Okay, we got it good and tight. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run it through this hole right here first. Like so. That way we can hide it behind this stuff. It's just a little bit of sound bending is all it is, really. I'm going to go through here. Guess I should have pulled it through one first, huh? Now we'll pull it through this one. Okay. So I don't think that looks too bad. It just goes right out here. And then you know, have to tuck this stuff back up. It's down here and it comes through right here. So now the question is, should I run it over here and down along this edge, like down along here, and then go down and go into the car? Might be the best way to do it. I don't know what this wire is, guys. All right, it's the next day. And the next thing we got to do is we got to get this seat out of our way because we're going to have to drill a hole going back to that motor compartment so we can run our wires through. All right, so we got all our bolts out. I didn't film that because it just took forever and really not that interesting. Now we got to pull our seat out, but we got the seat belts. So I got to kind of figure out what they got going there. All right, so my son pulled up, kind of stopped me there for a minute. But we got to get these seat belts out. And they have nuts under them, which actually aren't even very tight, to be honest. But I got to reach under the car and see if I can hold this nut at the same time I turn it up here. Because it's just spinning under there. Which is not good. It's going to be tough to do. I'm going to see if I can do it. So stay with me. Oh, God. We're really getting into our work here, guys. I think I can reach it. I'm touching it. I'm touching it. It's turning. I got it. I got it, guys. Whew. Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, now that these are out, we can get this seat out of here. Oh, no, we can't. Still got the bottom seat belts. Oh, great. Now, we can get the seat out of here. Finally. Alright. Got some stuff under the seat. Not too bad, though. A few bolts, some washers. Okay. It's like our carpet separates right here. So I'm hoping I can find a spot in our old seatbelts in here. The original. Which I would rather have, actually. If I had a bottom piece, I could put original seatbelts in it. It'd be kind of nice. I'll just bolt this down here. Come across and latch. Huh. Might look into that. Maybe we'll see if we can get the original seatbelts going. Okay, what we gotta do now is we gotta grab a drill through here, run our wire through, and then we'll run it down through the carpet, up through the console, and up to where we need it. We're getting there. We need a hole to run our wire through. Oh no. Well, that's alright, we'll just go ahead and break the drill bit. Let it fall down in there. It's gone now. Oh, now I think it's going forever. Nope, it's down there. Right, let's get this air cleaner out of our way. It might give us more room to drill this thing out anyway, make it a little easier. Unfortunately. So we're going to find another drill bit and we'll try this again. Got another drill bit. Hoping it'll work better. Alright, let's give this another try, guys. Maybe I should go over here. Maybe if I can go. I can go right here, just below. This stuff's tough to drill through. Okay, I got through it with this bit. Well, I think that bit might be a hair small. We'll see. Try and stick the wire through. Yeah, that bit's, we're gonna have to go a little bigger. Okay. Now, let's try this again. A bigger bit. Okay, we gotta get this to grip a little tighter. Okay. Now we're through, so let's go ahead and get our wire straightened out here. I'm going to send it through there. Let's see. Loosen this bracket up. I just shove that wire through some more. Okay, I've got the wire ran through the hole. One thing I forgot to do though was I wanted to run it underneath this so it would look a little better. So I may pull it back off there and reroute that a little bit better just so it doesn't look so bad. Now let me show you what we got in the car. So we got our wiring. It's coming down from here, right about there's where I drilled the hole. It's coming down here. We're gonna go. It's coming right down there. I want to go across. We're gonna pull this console out. We're gonna run it up and up onto the dash. We're gonna run it across there, down through here, and then we're gonna go up onto, I think right next to the tack there is what I'm thinking. So let's get the center console out of our way. Lucky for us, there's no bolts in the center console right now. I don't know if I can pop this thing out easily. It looks like it's bolted in there. Could maybe though. Maybe if I took this out, it'd be easier. Not sure on that. What I'm thinking is though, I'm hoping I can just tuck it under here. But then what I don't want to have is, you know, we're driving down the road and here comes wires falling out. Okay, that's tucked under there pretty well. Now, there's no way for me to do it to here other than like that. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Maybe if I can get like a screwdriver, I can slide it in there, you know. Slide it back behind there would be nice. Then it can just run right up along there. We'll hook it right to our gauge. Or I could go along this side. They already have wires running up this side. So maybe that would be a better way to do it. I think we're going to do that, actually. We're going to go up the other side because they already have wires going up the other side for the tack. So let's get this back out of here. Who did that? Go around this guy, and we'll go up this other side. Run it right along with the tack wires. I just feel like that's going to be better. And we can just zip tie it right with our tack wires. And our tack wires kind of even help hide a little bit. Let me just do one thing here. Let's go on this side of it. That's going to give it a better shot there. Okay, I like that. Nice. And we'll wire that to our gauge. Okay, so far so good. We got 3 more wires to run. Okay, so what I'm thinking for now is we'll just mount this gauge right here. Just like that. And then we'll have a fuel gauge. And it might not stay there, but at least for now we can see how much fuel we have. So it shouldn't be too bad to do. We've got 2 more wires to run. We have to run a ground wire and a positive wire. So the wire we just ran is going to go right here to the red. Our power wire is going to go right here, and our ground wire is going to go right there. And then we're going to have a gas gauge. So I'm going to get those ran. I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys, let me show you what we got. I got our wires ran. I ran them down here. I went to the fuse box, which is over there on the left side for the power. And then I happened to find a ground right here that wasn't being used. So I just put an end on that, ran this wire to there. It's going to tuck under there, and we'll put our console back in and check it out. Let me turn the key on here. We've got ourselves a gas gauge. So I'm super excited about that. Now it is just sitting in there right now, so I'm going to have to, this mount wasn't the exact right one. So I think I'm going to do a zip tie on the inside of it to hold it in there. I'll just push it back tight and pull zip tie tight, and that should hold it in there good for us. If not, I'll wrap a little tape around it or something. But I'm really excited to have that done. So it's a step in the right direction. Now we can drive this car around and we won't have to worry about running out of gas. Another thing we're going to address is the seat belts in this car. They're supposed to mount up here. Someone had them mounted way down here on the floor. So when you put the seat belt on, it was really weird. The seat belt was landing like way up here. The lower buckle piece was landing up on your chest area, which is no good. So we're going to fix that. And we got to put the seat back in anyway. So now I think it's a good time to try these upper mounts and see if they do any better. So we're going to get onto that right now. Okay guys, it's the next day. I got the seat back in, and I realized why they ran the seatbelt the way they did. Because this is as tight as it'll go. And as you can see, that's no good either. So I don't know how big if these are just too big a seatbelt, or if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I'm going to have to address this though, because that's way too loose. Now the bottom part is not a big deal. You know, the part that goes down, let me see if I can get a view of it. The bottom part that goes down here, I can tighten that up pretty good. Let's see. I can show you guys. I can tighten this part up pretty good, but this top part, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculously loose. So I don't know if there's another way I can shorten these. So I'm going to look into that. We're not going to worry about it in this video. I did put a zip tie on our gauge here, so it's nice and tight now. And I ran some zip ties along there to hold that stuff in place. So that's all much better now. So the next thing I need to do, now that we have a gas gauge, which is pretty awesome, I need to put the back together. Oh, we had an electrical issue too. Let me show you guys that real quick. I fixed it. I found the electrical problem we were having. Why this thing was shutting off. I need to mount this thing again, but this wire right here goes down to our 1-wire alternator, and it was loose. It had come loose and it was causing a short. So I just need to remount that, and then that'll be good. Alright, I found a little bolt we're going to put in there. I think that's going to work better than a screw, because I can't seem to get it to work with a screw. So hopefully I can make this work. No guarantees. Much better. Okay, that's good and tight now. Another thing I don't really love is how close these wires are to our fan. I don't know if there's really anything I can do about that. I guess they're okay. It's like I zip tie them up somehow. Say zip tie them to these, but I don't know if it'd help. It would help a little, actually. Okay, the next thing I need to do, I forgot, we gotta reroute this wire. Alright, let me show you guys what I did. I just ran it through there, up through here, up through that hole, along there, and out there into our gas gauge. So, now we just gotta get our air cleaner put back in place, which is pretty easy. Just flip it up, set her down in there, it just kind of sits there. Not perfect, but it works. Get our vent put back on. Wait a minute. Might not have got that air cleaner in there right. It's gotta go down. There we go. Then we can put our vent on. Okay. Good. Now we gotta put our vent back on the other side. I was thinking about zip tying those though. I think we're going to do that real quick. Not the best way to do it? Probably not, but it's going to work. It's definitely going to keep them farther away. Maybe you zip tie something. I like to cut the ends off using the proper tool. Well, it works anyway. Alright, let's get this vent put in there. Go. Alright. We got a few tools to pick up. Well, we got everything cleaned up and put away. No more mess on top of the fuel cell. And I think we'll probably end the video here. If you've watched this long, I really do appreciate it. Really helps the channel. A lot of people don't watch the whole video, and I get it. I sometimes don't too. And if you could, go ahead and share this project with your friends. Let them know about the little Fiero with the V8 in it. That's a lot of fun here on Octane Garage. And we really appreciate it. I think we got some really cool upcoming projects. So if you haven't subscribed, you might want to hit that subscribe button. And we just appreciate each and every one of you watching. Thanks again.